This video was just shared on social media, and people can't explain what it is. One individual in London has come forward with a fascinating story of how they were able to video a mysterious object close to the moon. The eyewitness provided the following statement. "I saw this object moving across the moon last night. I can tell you it was exactly 6 minutes past 11 when it happened. Apart from being surprised at the moon's beauty, I couldn't believe there was a long object moving very slowly from left to right. Has anyone seen anything like this before? And can someone help me find an explanation? Please?" I posted on the London subreddit, but I'm not sure we found any explanations. I don't think it's a stationary object, as the moon is moving from left to right. Therefore, if the object is stationary, then it would go from right to left in this video, which it doesn't. It's a good idea. I think it's definitely a very slow-moving object. Quote, "The woman, who at the time was gazing towards the brightly lit moon, witnessed a large black object fly across it. And once she reviewed the footage, she decided to post it to the UFO subreddit. And interestingly enough, others came forward and said they saw the same thing in different areas of the country. Another eyewitness who we talked to said that it was a clear night in London, and that the moon looked particularly large and orange, which is why they were looking at it. This eyewitness described the object as a huge black object that silently and swiftly traversed the moon. Its silhouette stood in stark contrast against the bright moon, making its presence unmistakable. The eyewitness said that she wasn't able to capture a clear image of the mysterious object, but added that she could easily detail her experience, saying that she had never seen anything like it before. They added that they've reached out to UFO research organizations. As of right now, news of the sighting has started to quickly spread, capturing the attention of UFO researchers. Many amateur researchers who have studied UFO sightings have said that mysterious crafts above London are not a recent phenomenon. Reports of strange objects in the sky have been recorded for decades, often dismissed as misidentifications or the result of vivid imaginations. However, a closer examination of some of these accounts reveals a pattern of credible sightings that cannot be easily explained away. One of the earliest documented sightings occurred during World War II, when both Allied and Axis pilots reported seeing Foo Fighters, mysterious glowing objects that followed their aircraft. While these sightings were not limited to London, they marked the beginning of serious military and scientific interest in unexplained aerial phenomena. In the post-war era, the most famous London UFO sighting took place in 1952, when multiple witnesses, including police officers, observed a large disc-shaped object hovering over the city. This incident, widely reported in the media, prompted investigations by both local authorities and independent researchers. Despite extensive inquiries, no conventional explanation could be found. Interestingly, reports of UFOs near the moon date back to the early days of telescopic observations. Astronomers in the 19th century, such as William Herschel and Johann Schroeder, documented unusual lights and objects moving across the lunar surface. While these early reports were often dismissed or attributed to observational errors, they set the stage for more detailed and credible sightings in the modern era. One of the most compelling incidents occurred during the Apollo missions. Astronauts on several missions reported seeing unidentified objects near the moon. More recently, amateur astronomers equipped with high-powered telescopes and cameras have captured footage of unexplained objects near the lunar surface. And these sightings often feature objects moving at high speeds, changing direction abruptly, and exhibiting flight characteristics beyond known human technology. The clarity and consistency of these observations have sparked renewed interest and serious consideration within the scientific community. If we accept the premise that UFOs observed near the moon are real and genuine, Several potential explanations arise, each with profound implications for our understanding of the universe. The most exciting explanation is that these unidentified objects are spacecraft powered by advanced beings or drones that have been sent out by them. And this theory is becoming more popular as clearer photographs are being uploaded online. Many who have seen them have stated that their rounded shape looks like advanced drones and could have been sent out by a larger ship. Believers in this theory have said that this is why so many of them appear to be on a mission. They have been given the name of fast walkers, and they are often detected at high altitudes and speeds that far surpass conventional aircraft. Fast walkers are distinguished by their incredible speed and altitude. Unlike traditional UFO sightings that often involve visual observations from the ground, fast walkers are typically detected by radar systems, particularly those used in space. Surveillance networks, and these objects can travel at speeds exceeding several thousand miles per hour, far beyond the capabilities of current human-made aircraft or known atmospheric phenomena. Another defining feature of fast walkers is their ability to change direction rapidly, often performing maneuvers that defy the laws of physics as understood by contemporary science. They are usually detected for brief periods before disappearing from radar screens, adding to their elusive nature. Many who have looked into mysterious aircrafts near our moon have said that the moon's proximity to Earth and its strategic position as a vantage point for observing our planet make it an ideal location for extraterrestrial activity. Another plausible explanation is that these UFOs represent advanced human technology developed in secret. Governments and private organizations may possess spacecraft capable of operating in lunar orbit, conducting surveillance, or preparing for future missions. However, this theory raises questions about the extent of such technology and the reasons for its secrecy, given the significant advancements required to achieve the observed capabilities. These descriptions beg fascinating concerns regarding the possible technological advances these UFOs have made that exceed our own capabilities on Earth. Furthermore, the bewildering lack of any apparent means of propulsion is a formidable obstacle to our present understanding of the operational mechanism utilized by these unexplained flying objects. Conventional spacecraft primarily depend on propulsion mechanisms like thrusters or rockets, which inevitably produce visible emissions such as exhaust. Conversely, the UFOs that have been seen near the moon function exceptionally quietly and produce no audible emissions, suggesting that it is feasible to use cutting-edge propulsion systems based on scientific theories that are not yet accepted by the mainstream scientific community. Researchers and scientists are fascinated by the sightings of unexplained flying objects near the moon and are working hard to solve this confusing riddle. And while the scientific community has remained silent about these allegations, there is growing recognition that strange things are happening in lunar space and that further investigation is necessary. Scholars in a variety of disciplines are exhibiting an increased level of interest in the existence of unknown aerial objects surrounding the moon. A fascinating theory has emerged in recent years from a group of scientists, speculating that the reported unidentified flying objects may be autonomous spacecraft, or even unmanned probes with possible extraterrestrial origins. Even though this theory is still mostly conjectural and unproven, it would be foolish to exclude it out of hand given the consistency of the reports and the degree of sophisticated technology the witnesses have detailed. Moreover, investigating these enigmatic objects may yield priceless insights into our understanding of propulsion systems and the broad field of space exploration. Significant scientific breakthroughs have frequently occurred throughout history when investigating puzzling occurrences that defy simple explanation. Consequently, carefully investigating the possibility of UFOs near The moon may be the key to discovering a wealth of fresh information on space exploration and advanced technology. The idea that these events might be aliens in origin is one of the most fascinating and thought-provoking theories regarding unexplained flying objects close to the moon. Even though this theory is entirely theoretical and devoid of hard data, it forces us to consider the significant ramifications and wonder if sentient organisms exist elsewhere in the universe. As things are right now, the presence of unexplained flying objects near the moon is an incredibly fascinating and important phenomenon that needs careful consideration and research. Enduring legacy of human creativity and resilience in the face of adversity. Antarctica stands out as a vastly uncharted region inhabited by only a handful of individuals. However, amidst its desolate landscapes, numerous captivating revelations have come to light in recent times. The latest findings circulating on social media encompass perplexing discoveries that defy easy explanation. Enthusiastic amateur investigators claim that numerous locations across Antarctica are undergoing a process of gradual melting, uncovering peculiar structures hidden beneath the ice. While it is emphasized by scientific experts that Antarctica holds no extraordinary secrets, and the majority of these revelations can be rationalized through natural occurrences, this has not deterred some individuals from dedicating extensive hours scrutinizing archival images of Antarctica and utilizing tools like Google Earth to identify mysterious, seemingly out-of-place formations. This phenomenon has sparked curiosity and intrigue within the online community, prompting widespread discussions and speculations about the possible origins and implications of these unearthed anomalies. The unfolding narrative surrounding these mysterious findings serves as a testament to the enduring fascination with the mysterious and unexplored regions of our planet, inviting further exploration and analysis to unravel the secrets hidden beneath the icy surface of Antarctica. While scouring the virtual landscape of Google Earth, an intrepid individual noticed something anomalous. A structure emerging from the ice, reminiscent of a bygone era. What began as a casual browsing session soon transformed into a journey of exploration and revelation as the mysterious object revealed itself to the individual. And many who saw the structure suggested that it could be an abandoned base that once belonged to the Germans. The story begins with an ordinary individual armed with nothing more than a computer and an insatiable curiosity navigating the virtual terrain of Google Earth in search of hidden treasures. As they panned and zoomed across the desolate expanses of Antarctica, their attention was drawn to a peculiar structure protruding from the ice. An angular man-made edifice stark against the pristine whiteness of the surrounding landscape. Intrigued by this unexpected find, they delved deeper, scouring satellite imagery for clues to its origin and purpose. What they uncovered was nothing short of astonishing. A forgotten relic of a bygone era preserved in the icy depths of Antarctica. The individual said that upon closer examination, it revealed the telltale signs of human habitation, ruins of buildings and remnants of what appeared to be old structures scattered across the frozen landscape. The discovery sent ripples of excitement through the world of history and archaeology as amateur enthusiasts clamored to unravel the mysteries of this forgotten outpost. The implications of the discovery are profound, raising questions about the extent of German influence in Antarctica and the potential ramifications for our understanding of the region's history. This revelation sparked a flurry of reactions among viewers of the accompanying photographs. While some identified the object as one massive base, others theorized it resembled the remnants of an ancient city. Speculation arose that this unearthing could potentially serve as evidence of early human presence in the region, engaged in the construction of imposing edifices. One individual pondered that if presented with the image devoid of any context, observers might liken it to a structure, akin to a building or the wreckage of a seafaring vessel. Oftentimes, when claims are made regarding such discoveries in Antarctica, individuals tend to dismiss them automatically. The essence of science lies in continuous learning and the correction of our understanding of the Earth's history. During that period, Germany's aspirations transcended the confines of European battlegrounds, encompassing broader ambitions and strategies that reach beyond the continent's borders. In an effort to gain strategic leverage and assert supremacy in the aftermath of the war, German scientists and military officials contemplated a bold plan to set up strongholds in Antarctica. This ambitious proposal aimed to solidify their position on the global stage and expand their influence beyond conventional territories. Germany's fascination with Antarctica is fueled by a compelling combination of strategic, scientific, and ideological motivations. Strategically, the country sees Antarctica as a pivotal location with significant implications for its global interests. The immense and frozen landscape of the Antarctic continent harbored vast, untapped resources and strategic military advantages, presenting an alluring opportunity for a government keen on extending its territorial control and military dominance. The uninhabited icy terrain of Antarctica offered lucrative prospects for exploration and exploitation, which could significantly contribute to the economic and military strength of a nation with expansionist ambitions. Antarctica's extreme remoteness not only held a strong appeal due to its secretive and isolated nature, but also provided a secure sanctuary for covert activities to be carried out discreetly, shielded from the scrutiny of allied intelligence agencies. In the period preceding World War II, Germany's fascination with Antarctica experienced a gradual surge, driven by a series of exploratory missions and dedicated scientific investigations. The German Antarctic expedition, under the leadership of Captain Alfred Richter in the span of 1938 to 1939, remains a prominent exploration venture in history, particularly notable for its extensive mapping of vast Antarctic coastal regions and the subsequent territorial claims made on behalf of Germany. This expedition, renowned for its significance, not only contributed to the scientific understanding of the region, but also fueled the aspirations and ambitions of Germany during that era, bolstered by the expedition's discoveries and insights into the abundant natural resources and potential strategic advantages present in the Antarctic. The Antarctic expedition, conducted by the Germans aboard the vessel Schwabenland, which took place from December 17, 1938 to April 12, 1939, stands as a relatively obscure voyage in Antarctic exploration history. This expedition, occurring just before the onset of World War II, ventured into the western region recognized today as Droning-Maudland. The Germans embarked on this voyage during a significant period in history, traversing the icy expanses of the Antarctic continent. The exploration was initiated due to apprehensions within the German governmental circles regarding the sustainability and viability of the German whaling sector. In the region of Droning-Maudland, where the Norwegian whaling fleets first explored, a significant discovery was made. While the land had not yet been formally acknowledged with its current name, unofficial claims on its behalf had already been put forward by Norway, even though there was no official royal proclamation confirming these assertions. In light of the British imposition of heavy fees and restrictions on whaling operations in the South Atlantic, the German government was eager to avoid a similar predicament. Consequently, a covert mission was strategized with the intent of staking a territorial claim in Antarctica on behalf of Germany. The primary goal was to identify a suitable site for establishing a German whaling fleet base. This clandestine expedition received approval from Hermann Göring as part of the German four-year plan aimed at fostering economic growth. The expedition had both public and undisclosed goals. Publicly, it aims to extend the scientific research initiated by Erich von Drygalski and Wilhelm Filchner in the early 20th century near 90 degrees east and in the Weddell Sea, respectively. However, alongside these scientific pursuits, the expedition harbored covert military objectives. Upon its homeward voyage, it intended to assess the viability of the remote Brazilian isles of Ilha Trinidad and Ilhas Martin Vaz, situated approximately 1,000 kilometers east of Vitoria in Brazil, as potential landing sites for the German Navy, particularly for U-boats. This assessment aimed to evaluate the strategic advantages these islands could offer for naval operations, emphasizing the importance of geographical considerations in military planning. At first glance, Antarctica may appear to be little more than an inhospitable wasteland of ice and snow, a vast, desolate expanse devoid of life and civilization. Yet, upon closer inspection, the continent reveals itself to be a place of profound geological, ecological, and climatological significance, a crucible of scientific inquiry and discovery unlike any other on Earth. From the towering peaks of the Transantarctic Mountains to the otherworldly landscapes of the dry valleys, Antarctica is a land of contrasts and contradictions where the forces of nature reign supreme and the boundaries of human understanding are continually tested. One of the most enduring mysteries of Antarctica lies in its geological history, a tale written in the rocks and ice that blanket the continent's surface. Over millions of years, Antarctica has undergone dramatic transformations from a lush, temperate paradise to the frozen wilderness we see today. Yet, evidence of its ancient past lies hidden beneath the ice, waiting to be unearthed by intrepid scientists and explorers. Another mystery that has confounded researchers for decades is the presence of anomalous magnetic anomalies known as Antarctic anomalies. Perhaps the most tantalizing mystery of Antarctica lies in its potential to unlock secrets about the origins of life on Earth and the possibility of mysterious life elsewhere in the universe. The Ethiopian Bible holds a place of intrigue and contention, being regarded as one of the most mysterious and debated texts in history. Its existence is intertwined with a country veiled in strange tales that defy conventional explanation. Ethiopia, a land rich in history and tradition, is a realm where mysteries abound, deeply rooted in its cultural fabric. Ethiopia stands as the cradle of one of the earliest civilizations globally, boasting a rich history untouched by the powers that shaped much of Africa's past. This unique status has allowed Ethiopians to proudly trace their ancestry back to Ham, one of Noah's sons, showcasing a lineage that spans generations. Notably, this historical narrative is not merely folklore, but has garnered support from various communities, further solidifying Ethiopia's deep-rooted connection to ancient biblical times. In this discourse, the focus lies not on the nation, but on the prohibition surrounding the Ethiopian Bible, the pioneering illustrated Christian scripture globally. Ethiopia possesses a collection of Bible scrolls that date back to ancient times, surpassing even the well-known King James Version Bible in terms of age. These ancient Ethiopian scrolls are considered some of the oldest existing biblical manuscripts, globally predating various other Bibles and scriptures. In addition to the 66 books found in the King James Bible, the Ethiopic Bible stands out with its collection of 88 books, encompassing a wider range of texts that are not part of other church canons. The ancient book comprises a collection of scrolls originating from not only the Old Testament and the New Testament, but also includes scrolls that were previously unknown. The intriguing aspect lies in the fact that these scrolls were in possession long before the advent of Christianity in their community during the 4th century. This discovery sheds light on a pre-Christian era that existed within their society, showcasing a historical timeline that predates the widespread influence of Christianity. In essence, Christianity did not arrive in Ethiopia as a foreign religion, imposed on its people, as was the case with many other nations. Instead, Christianity had taken root in Ethiopia long before, dating back to ancient times. The history of Christian faith in Ethiopia spans back to the 4th century, marking the nation as one of the oldest Christian civilizations in the world. During the mid-6th century, the renowned Egyptian traveler, monk, and historian known as Cosmas Indicabilis documented his visit to Ethiopia, indicating that the country was primarily Christian at that time. His observations revealed a notable aspect of Ethiopia's history, wherein the rulers displayed an open-door policy towards Christian refugees seeking sanctuary from persecution inflicted by regimes and empires hostile to the Christian faith. This historical account sheds light on the significant role played by Ethiopia as a safe haven for those fleeing religious hardships during that era. In the realm of religious history, specific Ethiopian ethnic groups have devoted themselves to the Christian deity for an astonishing span of 3,500 years. This fact unveils a remarkable revelation counter to the widely propagated belief by mainstream media, challenging the misconception that the oldest established Christian entity is under the umbrella of the Catholic ministry. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, recognized locally as Tawato, emerges as a profound symbol of enduring faith and tradition within the cultural tapestry of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is home to one of the oldest known illustrated Christian scriptures, a significant part of the Gospels documented in Gwitsi, an ancient Ethiopian language, discovered in 2010 within a monastery perched atop a mountain in Ethiopia. This historical artifact holds great cultural and religious importance. This ancient South Semitic language with its deep roots in Ethiopian heritage adds a unique dimension to the country's rich religious history. In the Cabernet Geist, considered Ethiopia's sacred text, there exists an account dating back to the 10th century BC, where an Ethiopian monarch and the renowned biblical figure Queen of Sheba embarked on a journey to seek counsel from the legendary King Solomon in Jerusalem. This narrative finds its place even within the recognized Bible canon. However, a lesser-known aspect, not explicitly detailed in the Bible, reveals that these two rulers bore a son named Menelik through their union. Queen of Sheba subsequently returned to Ethiopia with the child, who eventually ascended to become the inaugural emperor of the region. This historical passage not only sheds light on the diplomatic engagement between these significant figures, but also underscores the dynastic origins of Ethiopian monarchy, enriching our understanding of the intricate interplay of biblical and Ethiopian narratives. Through genetic analysis conducted in 2012, researchers delved into the genetic composition of numerous Ethiopians, unearthing compelling indications that lend credence to the legendary journey of Sheba to Jerusalem and the subsequent birth, believed to have taken place there. It is theorized that individuals of Egyptian or Syrian descent intermingled with the indigenous Ethiopian population approximately 3,000 years ago. This historical intermingling is purported to have occurred during the reign of a queen who governed the kingdom of Sheba, thus adding further weight to the narrative. The findings from this genetic exploration provide a glimpse into the interconnectedness of various ancient societies, shedding light on the complexities of their historical interactions and cultural exchanges. Historical interactions and cultural exchanges. Abba Yerima, who was one of the 9 saints, created an Orthodox church in Ethiopia in the 6th century. The Ethiopian church was built by King Maskal. The church is called Abba Yerima Monastery. Inside the monastery were 2 Yerima Gospels, Yerima 1 and Yerima 2. The Yerima Gospels had a manuscript that was used in the year May, Judging by the year the manuscript was composed, it has been noted by historians that this is the oldest and most complete gospel book. Abba Garema, whom the gospel book was named after, didn't originate from Ethiopia. History has it that he migrated to Ethiopia from Syria in April. His arrival at Ethiopia didn't come in silence, as his name soon spread like a wildfire. Abba Garema, who was a Christian, began to perform what seemed like a miracle to the people of Axum. He healed the sick and turned the people of Axum to Christians. It was during this time history reported that Abba Garema started writing and completed the gospel book. History also revealed that the Garema gospel was written in a single day. However, one question is that how was this possible? It was said that the sun refused to set until the book was completed. This was believed to be a sign that God loved Abba Garema. One report states that the images, symbols, and writings were that of Egyptian. This isn't an issue, as the book has now been translated. One interesting thing to note is that this book is full of mysteries. Apart from the fact that the book could be regarded as the first version of bookbinding, the book has withstood a lot of tragedies and environmental disasters. Some of these are fires and invasions. The Abba Garema Monastery Church was engulfed in fire in the year 1930 and badly damaged the building. Interestingly, though, the book didn't go down with the flames. This has caused some to suggest that the book is protected by God. It is currently displayed inside a glass case in the monastery church in Ethiopia. The mystery of the burning of the Library of Alexandria. The burning of the Library of Alexandria stands as one of the most tragic events in the history of human civilization, symbolizing the loss of ancient knowledge and wisdom on an unprecedented scale. Situated in the illustrious city of Alexandria, Egypt, the library was a beacon of learning and scholarship, attracting scholars, philosophers, and thinkers from across the ancient world. Its destruction, shrouded in myth and speculation, continues to haunt historians and scholars to this day, serving as a stark reminder of the fragility of human knowledge and the perils of ignorance. Founded in the 3rd century BCE by Ptolemy II Philadelphus, the Library of Alexandria quickly rose to prominence as a center of intellectual inquiry and cultural exchange. Under the patronage of the Ptolemaic dynasty, the library became a repository of the world's knowledge, housing thousands of scrolls, manuscripts, and treatises on a wide range of subjects from mathematics and astronomy to philosophy and medicine. Scholars from Greece, Egypt, Persia, and beyond flocked to Alexandria to study in its hallowed halls, contributing to a flourishing of intellectual and artistic achievement unparalleled in the ancient world. However, the glory of the library was not to last. In 48 BCE, during the tumultuous reign of Julius Caesar, the library fell victim to the ravages of war. According to some accounts, Caesar's forces accidentally set fire to the library during the siege of Alexandria, resulting in the destruction of a significant portion of its priceless collection. While the exact circumstances surrounding the fire remained shrouded in mystery, the loss of the library's treasures was a devastating blow to the intellectual heritage of humanity. Despite the destruction wrought by Caesar's forces, the library of Alexandria was not completely obliterated. In the centuries that followed, subsequent rulers and conquerors sought to revive the spirit of learning and scholarship that had once animated the city. Under the patronage of Roman emperors and Byzantine rulers, Alexandria remained a center of learning and culture, albeit diminished in stature compared to its illustrious past. Yet, the memory of the great library lived on, inspiring generations of scholars and thinkers to strive for the preservation and dissemination of knowledge. In the centuries that followed, the legend of the burning of the Library of Alexandria took on a life of its own, fueling speculation and controversy among historians and scholars. Some historians have questioned the extent of the damage inflicted. upon the library, suggesting that it may have been a gradual decline rather than a sudden cataclysmic event. Others have proposed alternative theories attributing the destruction of the library to religious intolerance, political intrigue, or deliberate acts of vandalism by religious zealots. Regardless of the exact circumstances, the burning of the Library of Alexandria remains a potent symbol of the dangers of intellectual censorship and cultural destruction. The loss of the library's treasures deprived humanity of countless works of literature, philosophy, and science, setting back the progress of human knowledge by centuries. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, the spirit of inquiry and scholarship persevered as new centers of learning emerged to carry on the legacy of Alexandria. In the modern era, the story of the burning of the Library of Alexandria continues to resonate with scholars and intellectuals around the world. It serves as a cautionary tale against the dangers of ignorance and intolerance, reminding us of the importance of preserving and protecting our cultural heritage for future generations. As we strive to build a brighter future, let us not forget the lessons of the past, lest we repeat the mistakes that led to the loss of one of humanity's greatest treasures. Joshua Dean, previously employed as a quality auditor at Spirit AeroSystems, a key supplier for Boeing, played a significant role as one of the initial whistleblowers to disclose that the management at Spirit had overlooked critical manufacturing flaws related to the 737 MAX aircraft. Regrettably, he passed away a few days ago. Joshua's courageous actions shed light on the crucial issue of manufacturing oversight within the aerospace industry, particularly Boeing. Josh, whose real name was Dean, resided in Wichita, Kansas, the headquarters of Spirit. At the age of 45, he was known for maintaining robust health and adhering to a healthy way of life. After enduring 2 weeks in a critical state, he succumbed to his condition as confirmed by his aunt, Carol Parsons. In a statement by the representative of the Spirit airline, Joe Bisno expressed condolences, stating, "Our hearts and sympathies go out to the family of Josh Dean. The news of his unexpected passing has come as a shock to our entire community and to those closest to him." Dean provided a statement during a legal proceeding related to a legal action involving shareholders of Spirit, in addition to lodging a formal grievance with the Federal Aviation Administration. This grievance asserted instances of significant and severe improper behavior exhibited by high-ranking quality management officials overseeing the manufacturing of the 737 aircraft at Spirit. In further detail, Dean's involvement included giving a deposition in a lawsuit initiated by shareholders of Spirit. Spirit Airlines dismissed Dean from his position in April 2023, prompting him to submit a complaint to the Department of Labor, accusing the airline of terminating him as a form of reprisal for bringing up issues pertaining to aviation safety. The incident underlines the importance of whistleblower protections in ensuring a culture of openness and accountability within the aviation industry. Parsons reported that Dean fell ill slightly more than a fortnight ago and sought medical attention at a hospital due to respiratory difficulties. Subsequently, he required intubation and subsequently contracted pneumonia, followed by a severe bacterial infection. This sequence of events indicates a rapid deterioration in Dean's health, prompting immediate medical intervention. In a swift turn of events, his health status took a sharp decline, prompting his transfer via air transport from Wichita to a medical facility in Oklahoma City, as reported by Parsons. Upon arrival, medical intervention involved the utilization of an extracorporeal membrane oxygenation apparatus. This sophisticated equipment serves the crucial purpose of externally circulating and oxygenating the patient's blood, effectively assuming the functions of both the heart and lungs in scenarios where these vital organs are unable to operate autonomously. In an extensive and detailed account shared on Facebook last Friday, His mother conveyed a message containing all the specifics and expressed that Dean was in a critical battle for survival. Dean was legally represented by a renowned law firm based in South Carolina, which interestingly also served as the legal counsel for John Barnett, a prominent whistleblower associated with Boeing. In March, Barnett was discovered deceased. At the time of his passing, he was actively engaged in providing sworn testimonies, claiming that Boeing had taken retaliatory actions against him due to his concerns regarding quality deficiencies. His life ended after it was found that he had been wounded by a bullet in Charleston, South Carolina, a location housing Boeing's 787 manufacturing plant. Barnett's untimely passing during the deposition process shed light on the contentious circumstances surrounding his allegations against the aerospace giant. The Charleston County Coroner's Office officially stated that Barnett's passing seemed to result from a self-inflicted wound. As of now, nearly 8 weeks have passed, and the law enforcement inquiry regarding the circumstances surrounding his demise continues without a conclusion. Brian Knowles, a legal representative working closely with Dean, refrained from making any conjectures regarding the proximity and context surrounding the occurrence of the two fatalities. Whistleblowers play a crucial role in uncovering misconduct and malpractice that impacts society's well-being, as emphasized by Knowles. Their actions require significant bravery to confront challenging situations. The current focus is on providing support to the families of John and Josh, acknowledging the complexities surrounding whistleblowing. This highlights the importance of individuals who expose corruption and injustice for the greater good. Dean, a skilled mechanical engineer, commenced his tenure at Spirit in 2019. Unfortunately, due to extensive job reductions, he found himself let go the subsequent year. However, despite the setback, reconnected with Spirit in May 2021. This time, assuming the role of a meticulous quality auditor within the company's operations. In October 2022, Dean discovered a critical flaw in the manufacturing process of the MAX aircraft. He identified a significant manufacturing defect where mechanics were incorrectly drilling holes in the aft pressure bulkhead. Despite bringing this issue to the attention of the management team, no action was taken in response to Dean's concerns. This oversight in the manufacturing process posed a potential safety risk for the aircraft and its passengers. In a detailed analysis, he highlighted the defects he overlooked during the audit process and revealed an additional issue related to a manufacturing flaw in the attachments linking the vertical tail fin to the fuselage. This previously unnoticed problem led to a temporary halt in deliveries at Boeing's Renton facility and subsequently resulted in Dean's termination in April. The scrutiny of these shortcomings underscored the importance of thorough quality control measures in ensuring the safety and integrity of aircraft components. In August, Spirit Airlines disclosed the identification of incorrectly drilled openings in the aft pressure bulkhead of the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. This particular issue was found in MAX planes manufactured as far back as 2019. Consequently, this discovery led to a temporary suspension of deliveries at the Renton facility. The detection of these faulty drill holes raised significant concerns regarding the structural integrity and safety of the MAX aircraft. Following the revelation, Dean lodged a safety grievance with the Federal Aviation Administration. He asserted that Spirit Airlines had unfairly shifted blame onto him and provided false information to the FAA regarding the faults in the aft pressure bulkhead. In his complaint, Dean highlighted the discrepancies in Spirit's actions and their misleading statements to the regulatory authority. He mentioned that following his termination, Spirit Aerosystems failed to promptly disclose to the Federal Aviation Administration and the general public their awareness of the issues related to the aft pressure bulkhead defects. This lack of transparency regarding crucial safety concerns highlights a significant lapse in accountability and communication on the part of the company. Following an inquiry conducted by the Federal Aviation Administration in November, Dean received correspondence from them indicating the conclusion of their examination into the safety concerns he had raised. The contents of the letter were somewhat veiled regarding the final judgment. However, there were indications suggesting a validation of the legitimacy of Dean's claims. The Federal Aviation Administration's communication seemingly implied acknowledgement of the validity of his allegations. The examination concluded that the concerns you raised were handled in accordance with a safety program approved by the Federal Aviation Administration. The FAA stated that while the issues were dealt with appropriately, the intricate particulars cannot be disclosed due to privacy regulations governing such programs. In that particular month, Dean submitted his complaint as an aviation whistleblower to the Department of Labor. He accused senior-level quality managers at Spirit Aerosystems of wrongful termination and engaging in what he described as serious misconduct. The case was yet to be resolved. After departing from Spirit, Dean briefly joined Boeing Wichita before transitioning to a new position at a different organization. This change marked a shift in his career trajectory as he navigated through various professional opportunities, showcasing his versatility and adaptability in the corporate landscape. The legal action brought forth by shareholders, accusing Spirit's management of concealing crucial information regarding quality defects that adversely impacted the investors, was officially submitted in December. To bolster the case, Dean substantiated his claims by providing a detailed sworn testimony outlining his accusations against the company. Following an incident where a panel detached from a Boeing 737 MAX aircraft in January, shedding light on the quality issues at Spirit, a former co-worker of Dean from Spirit corroborated several of Dean's claims. The occurrence of the panel detachment not only raised concerns about safety and quality, but also highlighted the significance of the allegations made by Dean. In April 2024, there was an incident involving a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 aircraft where its engine cover detached mid-takeoff, resulting in an impact on the wing flap. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, and the plane managed to safely return to Denver International Airport. This occurrence has prompted the Federal Aviation Administration to initiate a thorough investigation into the matter to ascertain the root cause and prevent similar incidents in the future. In March 2024, a LATAM-operated Boeing 787 experienced a sudden loss of altitude on its journey from Sydney to Auckland, resulting in injuries to approximately 50 passengers. The airline, a joint venture between Chile and Brazil, classified the occurrence as a technical event leading to passengers being thrown against the overhead cabin of the spacious Dreamliner aircraft. March 2024, Dave Calhoun, who served as the president and chief executive officer of Boeing, made a pivotal announcement that he planned to resign from his position by the end of the year. Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 en route from Portland, Oregon to Ontario, California on January 5, 2024, faced a critical incident shortly after departing when a section of its fuselage, the primary structure of the aircraft, was suddenly compromised. The fuselage breach was caused by the detachment of a door plug, a component designed to secure an unused emergency exit, leading to a rapid depressurization of the cabin. This sudden loss of pressure resulted in the forceful opening of the cockpit door, creating a harrowing situation for the crew and passengers aboard the flight. The series of events following the fuselage breach unfolded within a matter of minutes, highlighting the critical nature of the incident and the immediate impact it had on the aircraft's safety and stability. Following an unexpected event, the flight crew found themselves in a situation where they had to execute an emergency landing. The outcome, however, turned out to be positive, as all 171 passengers and 6 crew members escaped the incident without any major injuries. The 737 MAX series comprises not only the MAX 9 but also 3 other models: the smaller MAX 7, the intermediate MAX 8, and the larger MAX 10. While the MAX 8 is currently operational, the MAX 7 and MAX 10 are still undergoing certification processes for commercial flights. The introduction of the MAX 8 marked the initiation of service for this aircraft line, albeit it encountered significant setbacks when 2 catastrophic accidents led to the grounding of all MAX jets worldwide in 2019. Following extensive software enhancements and rigorous safety evaluations, the MAX series returned to the skies towards the end of 2020, with aviation authorities affirming their safety standards. Understanding Boeing and the MAX jets entails delving into this turbulent history while acknowledging the strides made in enhancing their safety and reliability. The National Transportation Safety Board is currently engaged in a thorough investigation of the incident in collaboration with the Federal Aviation Administration. Concurrently, the United States Department of Justice has initiated a criminal inquiry into the matter. The Book of Enoch, an ancient text attributed to the biblical figure Enoch, offers a fascinating glimpse into the mythology and cosmology of ancient Judeo-Christian tradition. Among its many accounts of celestial beings, angels, and apocalyptic visions, the Book of Enoch also contains references to mysterious creatures known as mermaids or sea monsters, which dwell in the depths of the oceans. According to the Book of Enoch, mermaids are described as hybrid beings with the upper body of a human and the lower body of a fish, reminiscent of the mere folk of folklore and legend. These aquatic creatures are said to inhabit the vast expanses of the oceans, where they dwell in hidden underwater realms and interact with other sea creatures. One of the most notable passages in the Book of Enoch that references mermaids is found in the Book of Watchers, which describes the descent of fallen angels to earth and their interactions with humanity. In this section, the fallen angels, also known as the Watchers, are said to have taught forbidden knowledge to humankind, including the art of cosmetics and adornment. Among the practices attributed to the Watchers is the breeding of hybrid beings, including mermaids, through their illicit union with human women. The Book of Enoch paints a vivid picture of the mermaid's role in the cosmic order, portraying them as mysterious and otherworldly creatures that inhabit the hidden depths of the oceans. These beings are depicted as possessing both human-like intelligence and aquatic prowess, capable of navigating the underwater realms with grace and agility. In addition to their physical attributes, mermaids in the Book of Enoch are also associated with themes of temptation, seduction, and spiritual corruption. According to the text, the presence of mermaids among human communities is seen as a sign of moral decay and spiritual decline, reflecting the influence of the fallen angels and their corrupting influence on humanity. Despite their mysterious and often ominous portrayal in the Book of Enoch, mermaids also serve as symbols of the vast and mysterious depths of the natural world. Their existence underscores the ancient belief in the interconnectedness of all living beings and the rich diversity of life forms that inhabit the Earth's oceans. Furthermore, the inclusion of mermaids in the Book of Enoch reflects the broader cultural fascination with these mythical creatures throughout history. Stories of mermaids have been passed down through oral tradition and folklore for centuries, captivating the imagination of people around the world and inspiring countless works of art, literature, and popular culture. One such text, now known as the Lost Book of the Bible, is that of the ancient religious scripture known as the Book of Enoch, originally rejected for speaking of other powerful beings known as the Watchers. The Book of Enoch and the story of Enoch is referenced several times throughout a number of different books in the Bible, such as Genesis, Hebrews, Jude, and many others. So, what were the Watchers? And why did this lead to the rejection of the story from the canonical texts? According to the Book of Enoch, the Watchers were fallen angels that began teaching humans advanced technologies and magic. It is through these Watchers that Enoch experienced his visions that featured technologies comparable to the modern-day understanding of spacecraft. In fact, the Book of Enoch opens its texts with a direct explanation to the future, claiming that people in the time of Enoch will not be able to understand his visions of technology, and that it will only be understood by humans in the distant future, most likely referring to humans in the modern day with comparable technologies. The text says the following: "There was a righteous man whose eyes were opened by the Lord, and he saw a holy vision in the heavens, which the angels showed to me. And I heard everything from them, and I understood what I saw, but not for this generation, but for a distant generation that will come." Quote. Shortly after this statement, Enoch talks about his journey ascending into the sky and seeing the heavens firsthand. His account is written as follows: "Behold, clouds called me in the vision, and mist called me, and the path of the stars and flashes of lightning hastened me and drove me. And in the vision winds caused me to fly and hasten me, and lifted me up into the sky. And I proceeded until I came near a wall, which was made of hailstones, and a tongue of fire surrounded it, and it began to make me afraid." Could this passage, found in the Book of Enoch, be evidence of advanced alien craft witnessed by early man? Interestingly, Enoch describes that he ascended into a cloud that was hovering above him. This occurred after he saw flashes of lightning, an obvious reference to electricity, and then suddenly was lifted up into the sky by winds that began to surround him, which directly matches modern-day stories of individuals being lifted into the sky in a beam of light which is attached to an unidentified flying object. When he entered the cloud, Enoch described tongues of fire, which seem eerily similar to the red and orange lights commonly seen on modern-day sightings of extraterrestrial craft. Shortly after being taken, Enoch talks about how the Watchers wished to teach him about the stars, and that the cloud they resided in began venturing out into deep space as Enoch recorded what he saw, trying to make sense of what he was witnessing. Enoch also gives accurate descriptions of what the stars looked like when seen up close in space by describing his journey in the following statement: "And beyond this chasm I saw a place, and it had neither the sky above it nor the foundation of earth below it. There was no water on it and no birds, but it was a desert place. And a terrible thing I saw there, 7 stars like great burning mountains." Quote, "If you were a primitive human being with no way to compare the deep endless darkness of space, would this fit an accurate description of what you witnessed?" Interestingly, Enoch describes the stars as being much larger in person, something not traditionally known at the time, with ancient man believing that stars were nothing more than tiny lights that lit up the night sky. However, Enoch directly compares the stars to great burning mountains. If this experience fails to provide substantial proof as to Enoch traveling through the stars with the almost godlike Watchers, Enoch continues to explain what sounds almost like a black hole swallowing a dying star. In the scripture, the Book of Enoch describes, "And from there I went to another place more terrible than this. And I saw a terrible thing. There was a great fire there, which burnt and blazed. And the place had a cleft reaching into the abyss, full of great pillars of fire which were made to fall. Neither its extent nor its size could I see, nor could I see its source. Although most people can hardly imagine what a black hole would look like in person, a star falling into an abyss that had no bottom and of size that could not be seen, with no source, is one of the most accurate descriptions someone could give for a singularity. The description of a cleft reaching into the abyss is commonly how stars are swallowed in large, arcing orbits with long pillars of fire reaching in. When Enoch then began to show that he was terrified of the abyss, The Watchers explained that he should not be scared, and then went on to elaborate that the black hole was nothing more than a prison for angels. The Book of Enoch is one of the most mysterious texts to emerge from ancient literature. Comprising several works attributed to the biblical figure Enoch, this collection of writings offers a unique glimpse into the cosmology, theology, and esoteric wisdom of the ancient world. From its controversial authorship to its profound influence on later religious and mystical traditions, the mysteries of Enoch continue to fascinate scholars and seekers alike. Enoch, the protagonist of the book of Genesis, is depicted as a righteous man who walked with God and was taken up to heaven. However, it is the apocryphal book of Enoch that provides the most detailed and elaborate account of his mystical journey and encounters with celestial beings. This ancient text, composed primarily in Aramaic and Ethiopic, consists of several distinct works, including the Book of the Watchers, the Book of Parables, the Book of Astronomy, and the Book of Dreams. One of the most striking aspects of the Book of Enoch is its vivid depiction of the heavenly realms and the hierarchy of angels and archangels that populate them. According to Enochic literature, the cosmos is divided into multiple layers, with the earth situated at the center and the heavens above, each inhabited by different orders of celestial beings. These angelic beings, known as Watchers, serve as intermediaries between God and humanity, tasked with overseeing the affairs of the world and guiding human destiny. The Book of Enoch also delves into esoteric topics such as astronomy, astrology, and cosmology, presenting a complex and intricate vision of the universe. Enoch is portrayed as receiving divine revelations about the movements of the stars, the cycles of the seasons, and the mysteries of creation, offering profound insights into the nature of reality and the divine plan. Furthermore, the Book of Enoch contains prophetic visions and apocalyptic imagery that foretell the coming of a final judgment and the establishment of a new age of righteousness. These apocalyptic themes resonate with similar motifs found in other ancient religious texts, such as the Book of Revelation in the New Testament and the prophetic literature of Judaism and Christianity. Despite its profound influence on later religious traditions, the Book of Enoch was excluded from the canonical scriptures of Judaism and Christianity, deemed apocryphal and heretical by religious authorities. However, fragments of the text were preserved among the Dead Sea Scrolls discovered in the caves of Qumran in the mid-20th century, sparking renewed interest and scholarly investigation into its origins and significance. The exploration of Mars has long captivated the imagination of scientists and space enthusiasts alike, with each new discovery shedding light on the planet's mysterious past and potential for extraterrestrial life. Among the many intriguing findings from Mars exploration missions, one particular image captured by NASA's Curiosity rover has sparked widespread interest and speculation. The apparent sighting of what looks like an ammonite in one of its photographs. The image in question was taken by Curiosity's Mass-AM camera and subsequently shared with the public by NASA. In the photograph, a small coiled object resembling the fossilized shell of an ancient marine organism can be seen partially buried in the Martian rock. The object's spiral shape and segmented chambers bear a striking resemblance to the shells of terrestrial ammonites, extinct relatives of modern-day cephalopods such as squid and nautilus. The discovery of a potential ammonite fossil on Mars raises a host of tantalizing questions about the planet's past and its potential for harboring life. Ammonites were prolific inhabitants of Earth's oceans for hundreds of millions of years, from the Devonian period to the end of the Cretaceous period, and their fossils are commonly found in sedimentary rocks around the world. The presence of an apparent ammonite fossil on Mars suggests that the planet may have once been home to liquid water and potentially hospitable conditions for life. However, The interpretation of the object in the photograph as an actual fossil remains a subject of debate. While some have pointed to its resemblance to terrestrial ammonites and the possibility of ancient Martian oceans, others have offered alternative explanations for its appearance. One possibility is that the object is a naturally occurring rock formation that has been eroded or weathered into a spiral shape by wind or other geological processes. Another possibility is that it is a concretion, a type of mineral deposit that can form in sedimentary rocks through the precipitation of minerals around a nucleus. Despite these alternative explanations, the discovery of the potential ammonite fossil highlights the importance of continued exploration and investigation of Mars' geological history. Over the past decade, robotic rovers and orbiters have provided unprecedented insights into the planet's past environment, revealing evidence of ancient riverbeds, lakebeds, and even possible hot springs. These findings suggest that Mars was once a much warmer and wetter planet than it is today, with conditions that may have been conducive to the emergence and evolution of life. In addition to its potential implications for Mars' past habitability, the discovery of a possible ammonite fossil also underscores the broader significance of astrobiology and the search for life beyond Earth. The exploration of Mars and other planetary bodies in our solar system offers a unique opportunity to study the processes that shape planetary evolution and the conditions necessary for life to arise and thrive. By studying the geology, chemistry, and biology of Mars, scientists hope to gain a better understanding of the potential for life elsewhere in the universe and our place within it. Evidence of water on Mars. The idea of water on Mars has been present in science for many years. It is now well known that Mars is considered a mostly dry planet with limited evidence of moisture. However, new information shows that ancient waters once flowed over the surface of the red planet. As we mentioned earlier, the presence of the blueberries also lends itself to the idea that running water was present on Mars. The first major hint suggesting that Mars was covered in water is through the craters formed on the face of the planet. Scientists from the Netherlands assert that the only thing capable of forming the kind of massive craters discovered would have been large amounts of water. Specifically, water that was deep and remained in one place for a long time. Alongside these craters are various channels formed in the surface of Mars, which suggests that running water existed and created these pathways. These channels are indented, which tells us that this running water existed for a long period of time. This confirms that once Mars was home to many lakes, rivers, and perhaps also larger bodies of water, like oceans. The soil found on Mars has been found to have hydrogen in it. This has been attributed to the presence of water molecules in the soil as well. This could indicate that water may still exist beneath the surface of Mars. NASA has found rocks that look like concrete slabs built from this soil. The rock has eroded on one side. The other is completely smooth. Scientists affirm that water, specifically running water, is responsible. Another important piece of evidence that Mars contained water is the ice now present. Various rovers have discovered ice in glaciers. The temperatures on Mars now are far too low to support liquid water. There are also minerals and rocks that have formed under the ice that imply that liquid water was once part of the red planet. In 2018, a subglacial lake was discovered. It extends about 20 kilometers, and it is considered to be the first known stable body of liquid water on Mars. This provides important insight into what Mars once was, and it also allows scientists to better assess whether Mars could or ever did support life. Throughout these studies, scientists are very positive that running water once existed on Mars in high volumes. The Curiosity rover was sent to Mars to discover whether flowing water ever existed on the planet, and it seems that this has been confirmed. This shapes everything we know and continue to learn about Mars as we discover what life may have looked like when water was running on this planet. While some scientists believe that the running water only existed for a short amount of time on Mars, it seems that the combination of studies and evidence suggests that it existed much longer than previously believed. This suggests that there may have been enough water present for a long enough period of time that Mars could have been considered habitable. The evidence of running water opens new questions about whether there was plant or animal life once on Mars and how long ago this may have been. Scientists argue that the evidence of water on Mars is the first true evidence of a possible habitable environment. Water is essential to all life as we know it. So the idea that Mars once contained this necessity for life is incredible. Universe is a false vacuum. There are a few ways that physicists have toyed with when it comes to theorizing about the destruction of the universe, and they generally have ominous names. The Big Rip, the Heat Death, and the Big Crunch. One particularly interesting hypothetical destruction is vacuum decay. Before diving into understanding vacuum decay, we need to backtrack and talk about Higgs field. Higgs field is a field of energy that permeates our universe. Similar to an electric field, Higgs field varies in strength. The power of Higgs field in any particular area is dependent on its potential. Another part of this operation is Higgs boson. Higgs boson is the foundational particle connected with Higgs field. It was proposed by Peter Higgs, Franz Watt, and 4 other theorists in 1964 and confirmed in 2012, resulting in a Nobel Prize for the scientists. The potential of Higgs field tells us whether the universe is in a state of true vacuum or false vacuum. A vacuum is a space entirely lacking in matter. It is also the stable lowest energy state. Currently, the universe is in a false vacuum state called metastable. It's not actively decaying, but it is also not completely stable. 2 glaring issues to consider when living in a metastable universe are that a high enough energy event can, in theory, take a small region of the universe from the false vacuum into the true vacuum. This would create a domino effect of a true vacuum that would expand in all directions at the speed of light. Such an event would be lethal. The second issue is that the tiny particle can create a passage through a boundary between one region and another. This could include tunneling through to the vacuum state. So a universe in a metastable false vacuum has the potential to suddenly be partly in a true vacuum state, which would be detrimental. The possibility of vacuum decay has been weighing on the mind of researchers recently because the measurements of Higgs boson seem to indicate that the vacuum is now metastable. This might seem like a reason to feel alarmed and move into a state of existential dread. However, the life of a metastable universe is predicted to be substantially longer than the life of the current universe. Starless exoplanets may orbit black holes. Exoplanets are, put simply, just planets that don't orbit our sun. Recent studies have found, though, that some exoplanets, rather than orbit a star, are orbiting supermassive black holes. This is also thought to be quite common across the universe, as evidence suggests that at the center of a galaxy, the supermassive black hole can pull planets into its orbit. What's more is that it doesn't stop there. Theory suggests that these planets can also be formed around these black holes. Whilst it's true that black holes are never ending in the pursuit to consume everything around it, they can also form a ring around themselves. These rings are made of various gases and dust, but form anywhere up to 30 away from the supermassive black hole itself. It is theorized that planets can be formed when a star forms. The cloud of gas and dust from around the star collapses and forms disks. These disks are then pulled together and merged by gravity. As you can probably put together, this new research suggests that the clouds formed around a supermassive black hole can create these disks and potentially, in turn, planets. These planets created around the black holes would be around 10 times the mass of the Earth and could be giant ice or rock planets. Also, because these planets would be formed light years away from the black hole, that there wouldn't be any strange happenings on these planets caused by the extreme gravity from the black hole. The scientists carrying out this research at the University of Kagoshima in Japan also estimate that tens of thousands of these planets could be orbiting the supermassive black holes in the centers of galaxies, and even go as far as to say this could be happening in our own galaxy too. Potential third planet discovered orbiting Proxima Centauri. Although we have not yet discovered extraterrestrial life in our solar system, that does not mean that we are totally without neighbors. In fact, it is the very study of these easily visible nearby neighbors that has allowed us to learn so much about the endless stretch of space that surrounds us. Recently, a surprising discovery was made about the star closest to our Sun, Proxima Centauri, which is the smallest member of the Alpha Centauri system of the Centaurus constellation and is located just over 4 light-years away. Findings published in the Astronomy and Astrophysics Journal detailed how a team of astronomers analyzing observations made by the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope in Chile located another planet orbiting the nearby star, which makes it the third planet in this small neighboring system. It seems that the study of this strange new little planet dubbed Proxima d could tell researchers much about elements of our solar system that were previously unknown. Firstly, it orbits incredibly close to Proxima Centauri. For reference, Mercury orbits our own Sun at a distance of 10 times that of Proxima d's orbit of Proxima Centauri. One lap around its host star takes just 5 days, while the other 2 planets in the system, Proxima b and Proxima c, take 11 days and a whopping 5 years, respectively. Additionally, with a mass barely a quarter of Earth's, it is one of the lightest exoplanets that has been discovered so far. Due to the closeness and variability of this neighboring system, scientists are keen to learn its secrets. However, knowledge of the Proxima Centauri system is actually rather slim, as Proxima b was not confirmed as a planet until 2020. In fact, it was the study of this planet using the shell spectrograph for rocky exoplanets and stable spectroscopic observations or espresso instrument on the ESO's Very Large Telescope that led to the discovery of Proxima d as mere hints of a corresponding signal surrounding this new planet. After specific espresso measurements were conducted dedicated exclusively to the potential Proxima d, it was confirmed that the system indeed hosted a third, albeit very small planet. This achievement is extremely important. Dr. Pedro Figueroa, an astronomer with the ESO and a member of the espresso team. It shows that the radial velocity technique has the potential to unveil a population of like planets, like our own, that are expected to be the most abundant in our galaxy, and that can potentially host life as we know it. This result clearly shows what espresso is capable of, and makes me wonder about what it will be able to find in the future. NASA can't explain strange spiral in space. In February 2006, scientists finally uncovered the true nature of star AFGL 3068, a first-of-its-kind spiral object 3,000 light-years away in the constellation Pegasus. Before this discovery, scientists knew the star existed, but the object was too faint for scientists to determine exactly what the spot was. Only after a 33-minute-long exposure with the ultra-sensitive advanced camera for surveys on the Hubble Space Telescope did scientists begin to really see the spirals come into view. Scientists found that the entity consisted of large, perfectly placed coils of dust floating out in the universe. Before AFGL 3068, the only spirals found in space were known as spiral galaxies. This star is nothing like a spiral galaxy. First of all, it is not a galaxy at all. Instead, It is made up of a binary star system that includes two stars orbiting around each other. The first star is a red giant carbon star, and the second is a blue-white star that exists 103 astronomical units away from the red giant. 103 astronomical units are approximately 2 times the distance between the Sun and Pluto. Since the two stars are so far from one another, they take approximately 800 years to orbit around each other. So how are the spirals created? In the most basic sense, the red giant releases carbon material. This material then combines to form larger molecules, which create fine black dust. This dust covers the red giant and blocks all or most of its light. The blue-white star's gravitational pull tugs the dust toward itself and away from the red giant. But most of the dust ends up escaping into space during the process. As the two binary stars circle each other, the black dust escapes outward to form a spiral. After determining how the spirals were created, scientists wondered how the system was being illuminated. The dust being dispelled is dark and has no illumination qualities of its own, yet it could still be seen. The star could not have illuminated the spirals because it was also covered in the black dust. So scientists determined that the spirals were being illuminated by our own galaxy, the Milky Way. Interestingly, this is the only celestial body that is not illuminated by sunlight, starlight, or fluorescence that has been photographed. While these phenomena might occur similarly in other systems, they were not officially discovered before AFGL, March 1968. This is because these phenomena can be difficult to find. First, the red giant is consistently losing significant amounts of mass in the form of black dust. That level of mass loss can only be temporary, and scientists must be in the right place at the right time. Second, the giant would have to be part of a binary system orbiting around another star big enough to have a large enough gravitational pull to draw in the black dust. This fantastic new discovery can help scientists and astronomers solve the many mysteries in other systems that were unsolvable before the discovery on FGL March 1968. Mysterious object on Saturn's moons. One of the things that is usually certain about the lifeless planet orbiting the Sun is the fact that things rarely change. Scientists looking at two satellite images of the same location on a distant planet, taken sometimes years apart, might find themselves playing the world's hardest game of spot the difference. However, an image taken of a lake on one of Saturn's moons caused researchers to do a double take as a strange formation had emerged. And in an even stranger turn of events, the formation disappeared just as suddenly as it had appeared, leaving scientists with little clue as to what it could be, where it had come from, and where it might have gone. The image was taken by NASA's Cassini probe as it circled around Titan, Saturn's largest moon, and one of the most varied landscapes of the solar system besides our own planet Earth, larger than Mercury and over 1 billion kilometers from Earth. Titan is the only moon in our solar system with an atmosphere composition similar to Earth's, but with a much higher surface pressure. It is also the only place in the entire solar system, other than Earth, that has liquids, as its surface is made up of liquid hydrocarbons flowing in rivers, lakes, and oceans that can reach hundreds of kilometers across and hundreds of meters deep next to rolling dunes and mountains. It was in one of these lakes that the white blob appeared in the northern hemisphere of Titan. The lake in question is called Ligeia Mare and is estimated to be over 150 meters deep with the strange formation, measuring around 19 kilometers wide and 9 kilometers deep and materializing about 10 kilometers off the shore. Interestingly, the mysterious figure was absent in satellite images taken just 16 days after the initial photo. Although Titan's lakes are generally totally smooth due to the lack of wind in its atmosphere, it is thought that the formation could be initial deep sea waves as Titan's northern hemisphere begins to slowly rotate closer to the Sun. Other theories include floating icebergs, a rush of bubbles or matter being released from deep within the stagnant sea, or something suspended in the liquid below the surface. However, as the formation was absent from subsequent photos taken of the location, scientists are forced to theorize based on just one image, meaning that unless it mysteriously reappears again, we may likely never know exactly what it was that was changing on such a static planet. What made the discovery so interesting is that planetary scientists believe that if there truly is life somewhere outside of Earth's atmosphere, then they will find it lurking deep in the lakes, rivers, and oceans of Titan. Because of the interesting composition of Titan, there is a possibility that any existing life on the surface of this moon could be very chemically different from life on Earth. So scientists study any changes or outlying formations on the surface of Titan very closely. Although this discovery left us with more questions than answers, perhaps it is the next step in discovering life outside of our Earth. Amateur astronomer discovers a tiny moon around Jupiter. We often hear the advice given to us growing up to making money, doing something you love, or sometimes to try and keep work and hobbies distinct from one another. Whichever side of this debate you fall on, amateur astronomer Kylie has proved that you do not need to be a professional to make great progress and significant achievements in a field. In 2020, Kylie successfully located 4 Jupiter moons that had been considered lost after their predicted patterns of movement seemingly changed. Lee replot their predicted trajectories and accurately highlighted which moons these were from telescope images that were publicly available. Following this feat, Lee has managed to discover and locate a previously unknown moon orbiting Jupiter. Kylie posted on June 30th in an online community for the world's leading amateur astronomers, the Minor Planet mailing list, commenting, "I'm proud to say that this is the first planetary moon discovered by an amateur astronomer." Using old telescope images from February 2003, Lee spotted the small moon orbiting Jupiter 385 million miles away from Earth. Jupiter has a total of 79 moons. And now, thanks to Lee, that's 80. And this unnamed satellite could be one of just many more moons we are yet to discover within our very own solar system. Some of these Jovian moons are so small that they can be seen by a large telescope for only 1 month in a year. Jeff Hecht from Skyant Telescope reports that Lee made the discovery using images taken back in February 2003 by the Canada-France-Hawaii Telescope. This is the same data set from which they were able to pinpoint the lost Jovian moons in 2020. Both the new moon and the lost moons were discovered within the Colmar cluster, a group of 22 rocks with orbits fairly similar to one another in space. Many NASA scientists have predicted that Carmi, the largest of these satellites, was once an asteroid that has broken into smaller pieces, giving each part a similar orbit with an average radius of 14 miles. After Lee had made the initial observation, they calculated the 22 days arc the moon follows by using data available from the Subaru telescope, which confirmed that the previously unseen object was indeed a moon orbiting Jupiter. Lee has elaborated on their work, explaining that they made 76 observations, which covered a total of 15.26 years, meaning the orbit is mapped out as secured for decades. They stated, "I hereby present to you Jupiter's 80th moon, EJ0061 equals S/2003J24. Other amateur astronomers have congratulated Kylie, explaining to those who are uninformed about the hours of work required to search through the incredible amounts of data. Lee has described their search for Jupiter's moons as a summer hobby before I returned to school. This is an impressive feat and an incredible discovery made without advanced equipment, but rather the data that is available to the public. Mars is humming. The InSight rover landed on Mars in November 2018, landing near the equator of the red planet. NASA's robot has been measuring the planet's seismic activity and conducting tests on its geographic qualities. Its mission is to understand and learn about the geology of rocky planets to observe their evolution and gain some more understanding about Earth's history and potential future. Scientists cannot get enough data on rocky planets just from Earth. They need to gather information from others. InSight landed in the Elysian Planitia, a small crater located on a volcanic plain. This location is often caught in wind and dust storms. The data it has gathered so far suggests that the seismic activity and magnetic field on Mars are much stronger than the researchers estimated, about 10 times more. While collecting data, the rover recorded a strange humming sound that researchers and experts have not been able to concretely identify the cause of. They have their speculations, though, and suggest it is caused by both seismic movement below the surface as well as the wind above it. When combined together, these two forces create a strange sound. They actually cannot be heard by humans. It falls outside our frequency range, but gets picked up on readings by the robot and its machines. So, any future human visitors will not be able to hear Mars humming. The researchers are excited at finding so many similarities between Mars and Earth. The infrasound sound we can hear and the atmospheric turbulence are encouraging to their studies on finding out Mars' history and seeing what its timeline looks like compared to ours. Interestingly enough, Earth also has a faint infrasound humming to it. There have been reports of that have been a hot debate for many years, even outside the astronomy community. Scientists can't really explain it, but many people try to blame it for certain diseases and health issues. There have been many locations across Earth that have complained of some sort of noise pollution and mysterious humming sounds. Now, InSight has identified a similar one on Mars. The robot was using a seismometer to measure the quakes underneath the planet. Since its first reading, it has measured over 400 quakes. It even managed to find fault lines on Mars, which confirms the constant seismic activity found. A few of the quakes have registered at 3 to 4 magnitudes, but most of them were so small that the machines and scientists were unable to detect their origin. Researchers also found that there are more quakes on Mars when the planet gets cold. When it cools down, it contracts, which forces the brittle layers near the surface to break in a way to accommodate their positioning. This breaking is causing stress on the surface that results in quakes. There are still many mysteries that the InSight researchers are excited about delving into, like how they recorded some type of activity at Mars depth. They believe there might even be hot magma still at its core. They will continue to measure the activity and gather as much knowledge about Mars' geological history as possible. The unveiling of the distinct fingerprints on the extraterrestrial body sparks intense debates and conjecture, not only among scientists, but also in broader circles. Doubters cast shadows of uncertainty on the genuineness of the discoveries, casting doubt on both the trustworthiness of the examinations and the validity of the assertions. The emergence of these peculiar fingerprints on the alien organism has set off a maelstrom of discussions with various factions offering contrasting viewpoints on the matter. Proponents advocating for the discovery assert that the existence of distinct fingerprints offers convincing proof regarding the extraterrestrial source of the alien entity. They highlight the detailed procedures and thorough examination carried out by specialists, reinforcing the credibility of the results. This breakthrough prompts profound inquiries into the essence of life outside our planet and challenges our comprehension of the universe. The presence of these unique fingerprints not only supports the claim of the alien body's origin from beyond Earth, but also invites contemplation on the potential implications for humanity's perception of existence. In a vast cosmos, others have questioned whether these discoveries are hybrids. The reported identification of an extraterrestrial being possessing distinct fingerprints carries profound implications for humanity's perception of the cosmos and our position in it. Should this discovery be verified, it would mark a significant advancement in our pursuit of comprehending the enigmas surrounding life beyond Earth. Such confirmation would not only represent a groundbreaking achievement, but also challenge established beliefs regarding evolution and the biological realm, prompting a reassessment of the potential diversity and intricacies of organisms existing elsewhere in the universe. This revelation has the potential to reshape our understanding of the vast expanse of the cosmos and the potential existence of life forms that differ significantly from those known to us. The breakthrough has the potential to transform the field of forensic science significantly and revolutionize the way fingerprint analysis is approached, presenting fresh perspectives on the origins and variety of life in the vast universe. Delving into the unique characteristics of extraterrestrial life forms' fingerprints may reveal valuable insights into their evolutionary trajectories and biological diversities, contributing to a deeper understanding of the intricate mechanisms that shape life across the cosmos. Scientists have just announced that scans on the two aliens presented in Mexico suggest that they are not assembled or manipulated. Scientists and academics, in their ongoing effort to maintain credibility and uphold scientific rigor, have refuted the veracity of the findings presented by these researchers, regarding them as yet another publicity stunt. In Mexico City, medical professionals working at a laboratory conducted X-ray and CT scans on the bodies, utilizing advanced imaging techniques to examine and analyze them in detail. In terms of uncovering the truth behind the alleged hybrid bodies found in Mexico, it is important to note that Jose de Jesus Alcibanez, the director of the Health Sciences Research Institute of the Secretary of the Navy, led the investigations and concluded that there was no evidence of assembly or manipulation of the bodies. This finding directly contradicts previous suggestions that the bodies were constructed using a combination of animal and human bones. As curiosity surrounding the alien body grew, researchers decided to subject it to a series of scientific tests, including X-ray imaging to reveal its internal structure and composition. The X-rays unveiled startling details about the creature's anatomy, including a peculiar metal implant lodged in its neck, a discovery that only deepened the mystery surrounding its origin and purpose. The presence of the metal implant fueled speculation about the creature's origins and its potential connection to extraterrestrial beings. Some suggested that the implant served as a tracking device or communication device, allowing the creature to interact with its alien counterparts or navigate unfamiliar terrain. Others proposed more sinister explanations, such as experimentation or manipulation by unknown forces. The purported discovery of an alien body in Peru and the revelation of the metal implant have profound implications for humanity and our understanding of the universe. If confirmed, the discovery could represent a paradigm shift in our understanding of life beyond Earth, confirming that we are not alone in the cosmos. Speculation abounds about the origins and motivations of the alleged alien body, with theories ranging from interstellar travelers to clandestine government experiments. Some suggest that the creature may have crash-landed on Earth in a UFO, while others propose that it may be a genetically engineered being created by advanced civilizations. The possibility of extraterrestrial life has long intrigued humanity, fueling speculation, fascination, and scientific inquiry. Imagine a scenario in which this age-old question is definitively answered, and the existence of intelligent beings from other worlds is revealed to be real. The revelation of extraterrestrial life would constitute a seismic shift in our scientific understanding of the cosmos. For centuries, humanity has pondered the question of whether we are alone in the universe. The confirmation of alien life would validate the notion that life is not unique to Earth, but rather a common occurrence throughout the cosmos. This paradigm shift would revolutionize fields such as astrobiology, astronomy, and planetary science, prompting new avenues of research and exploration as scientists strive to understand the nature and diversity of extraterrestrial life forms. The discovery of extraterrestrial life would catalyze a wave of technological advancements as humanity endeavors to study, communicate with, and potentially visit these newfound neighbors in the cosmos. Breakthroughs in space exploration technologies, such as faster-than-light propulsion systems, advanced telescopes, and interstellar communication devices, would enable humanity to venture further into the cosmos and establish contact with alien civilizations. Moreover, the need to protect Earth from potential threats posed by extraterrestrial visitors would spur the development of enhanced planetary defense systems and surveillance technologies. Alien disclosure would have profound cultural and societal implications, reshaping our collective worldview and sense of identity. The revelation that we are not alone in the universe would foster a sense of cosmic interconnectedness and solidarity among humanity, transcending national borders, political divides, and cultural differences. It would inspire a newfound sense of wonder and curiosity about the cosmos, igniting a global renaissance of science, exploration, and discovery. Mr. Alberto, a researcher posting updates about the mysterious Nazca mummies, has just come forward and said that a new discovery that was made a few hours ago is going to completely rewrite human history. Mr. Alberto said there is a giant head among the biological finds from Nazca of a humanoid being approximately 8 meters in height, adding that new X-rays will be released, which will change human history forever. This is just the latest update to come from this region in regards to the mysterious Nazca mummies. The Nazca mummy claims center around a series of bizarre humanoid remains allegedly unearthed near the Nazca lines by a team of Peruvian and international researchers. These purported mummies, described as small humanoid figures with elongated skulls and unusual features, have been presented as evidence of an ancient pre-Columbian civilization that predates the Inca Empire. But as of right now, this 8-meter-tall humanoid is by far the biggest one that's been discovered. The initial reports of the Nazca mummies sparked widespread skepticism and controversy within the scientific community, with many experts dismissing them as elaborate hoaxes or products of modern tampering. However, as more evidence and documentation have emerged, many researchers have begun to take the claims more seriously, recognizing the potential significance of the findings if proven authentic. In the United States, scientists and archaeologists have started to investigate the Nazca mummy claims with a cautious but open-minded approach, recognizing the need for rigorous scientific analysis and verification. Teams of researchers from institutions such as the Smithsonian Institution and the University of California, Los Angeles, have expressed interest in examining the alleged mummies and associated artifacts. One of the key areas of inquiry for American scientists is the authenticity of the Nazca mummies and their potential cultural and historical significance. Using advanced techniques such as radiocarbon dating, DNA analysis, and CT scanning, researchers hope to determine the age, origin, and biological characteristics of the mummified remains, shedding light on the people who created them and their place in ancient Andean society. The esteemed expert in forensics, Dr. John McDowell, has actively participated in the investigation concerning the purportedly non-human mummies discovered in Peru. Dr. McDowell said that in the initial phases of their research endeavor, they were granted access to all the resources that had been requested, and this was done without any concealment or secrecy. This transparent and open approach marked the genesis of their investigative journey. Dr. John McDowell boasts an illustrious military career, having served as a former colonel in the U.S. Army and being the recipient of numerous accolades from the U.S. Department of Defense. Furthermore, he holds the esteemed title of Professor Emeritus at the University of Colorado and has notably held the prestigious position of President of the American Academy of Forensic Sciences, in recognition of his significant contributions to the field of forensic sciences. Dr. McDowell was honored with the prestigious 2024 Gradwell Medallion, a distinguished award widely regarded as the highest form of peer recognition within the forensic sciences community. The most capable team from the United States is currently present in Peru, actively engaged in on-site research on the human remains. If granted the necessary permissions and resources to continue their investigation effectively, there is a promising prospect of uncovering valuable insights and revelations. This esteemed group, renowned for their expertise and dedication, is devoting meticulous attention to examining the archaeological remains in Peru. Among the group was Dr. James Caruso, Chief Medical Examiner and Coroner of the City and County of Denver, Colorado, Dr. William Rodriguez, Forensic Anthropologist, Maryland State Medical Examiner, and previously mentioned Dr. John McDowell, retired professor at University of Colorado, forensic odontologist. Dr. John McDowell said that they could have not been more professional, and that data was made readily available to them. Ever since the controversy surrounding the Nazca mummies emerged, a notable player in opposition to the investigation has been the Peruvian Ministry of Culture. Firm in their stance, they have consistently contended that these preserved remains are merely elaborate dolls, crafted by grave robbers with the intention of illicitly profiting from their sale on the underground market. During a recent presentation, a representative from the Ministry of Culture made an unsuccessful attempt to disrupt the proceedings. It appears that there was an expectation for Mosen and his team to physically present the mummified bodies at the event, a misconception that was swiftly dispelled. However, as the presentation unfolded, crucial insights were provided by American scientists who were present, offering their long-awaited expert analysis on the matter. This ongoing saga underscores the deep-rooted skepticism and divergent perspectives surrounding the authenticity and significance of the Nazca mummies, highlighting the complex interplay of cultural preservation, scientific inquiry, and commercial interests in such contentious archaeological debates. Dr. John McDowell, a respected retired professor and forensic odontologist from the University of Colorado, stands out as a prominent figure among his peers and took the lead in representing their collective stance. Their unanimous conclusion emphasized the urgent necessity for thorough investigations into the bodies in question, firmly refuting any claims of their authenticity. This pivotal revelation paves the way for academic institutions to delve deeper into the examination of the Nazca mummy specimens. Such a critical juncture not only underscores the significance of further scrutiny, but also highlights the potential for a multitude of scholarly establishments to engage with these samples, facilitating additional comprehensive studies and analysis. It's just been announced in the last few days that 2 new Nazca humanoids have been discovered, and oddly enough, their fingerprints are said to be completely different to that of a human's. Upon viewing the images, a significant number of individuals expressed their profound admiration, highlighting the challenging nature of replicating a fingerprint as attested by many observers. The intricate details captured in the photographs left a lasting impression, with viewers acknowledging the complexity involved, adding that it would be very difficult to fake a fingerprint. In a profound reflection on the Nazca discoveries, a user highlighted the distinct physical and biological attributes that define our individuality. This observation shed light on a novel revelation concerning these remarkable findings. Delving into the depths of these Nazca discoveries, the user emphasized the significance of recognizing the unique traits that set us apart as individuals. Amid recent revelations, It has come to light that the Peruvian government is facing a substantial lawsuit amounting to $300 million. The heart of this issue lies in the lack of assistance provided by Peruvian authorities to those delving into these significant discoveries. Instead of support, the investigators have encountered adversity in the form of insults and discreditation hurled at them by officials who have gone so far as to label them as deceivers. In a secluded area of Peru, the story takes place as indigenous inhabitants chance upon a remarkable spectacle, an unconventional item partly concealed in the ground. Upon thorough examination, they discover what seems to be the remnants of an extraterrestrial entity, a humanoid form displaying unfamiliar physical traits like elongated extremities, a large skull, and uniquely non-human attributes. The locals, taken aback by this find, promptly inform the authorities, sparking a wave of intrigue and investigation. This discovery incites a profound fascination among the populace as scientists, researchers, and curious onlookers flock to the site to scrutinize and unravel the mystery surrounding this enigmatic being. In the midst of escalating curiosity surrounding the alleged extraterrestrial being, a team of dedicated researchers sets out on an exhaustive and thorough investigation, delving deep into the intricate details of its physical characteristics and makeup. As they meticulously examine every aspect, a particular focus is placed on the hands of the enigmatic creature, revealing a fascinating discovery, a set of fingerprints that defy all known patterns observed in the human species. This unprecedented revelation sparks a new wave of intrigue and raises profound questions about the origins and nature of this mysterious entity. Through a meticulous examination of the extraterrestrial being's fingerprints, researchers have unveiled intricate patterns characterized by distinct ridges and whorls that elude any resemblance to established human fingerprint archetypes. The baffling uniqueness of these prints has left experts puzzled, hinting at a potential divergence in evolutionary lineage or a wholly distinct origin for the enigmatic creature. Baba Vanga, a Bulgarian mystic and clairvoyant who lived from 1911 to 1996, is renowned for her alleged predictions about significant world events and natural disasters. As we delve into the year 2024, it's intriguing to explore some of Baba Vanga's predictions for this period and consider their potential implications. One of the most widely cited predictions attributed to Baba Vanga for the year 2024 is the emergence of a devastating earthquake. According to her prophecy, this earthquake will have far-reaching consequences, causing widespread destruction and loss of life in the affected regions. Given the seismic activity prevalent in many parts of Asia, including earthquake-prone areas such as Japan, Indonesia, and the Himalayan region, the possibility of a major earthquake cannot be entirely discounted. However, it is essential to approach such predictions with caution, as earthquakes are inherently unpredictable and influenced by a multitude of factors. Earthquakes have recently struck countries such as Haiti, China, Indonesia, and California, with some measuring over magnitude 7 on the Richter scale, raising concerns about a potential surge in seismic activity. However, a comprehensive analysis of earthquake data spanning the past 2 decades indicates that there is no definitive upward trend in earthquake occurrences. On average, the yearly count of earthquakes of magnitude 7 or higher hovers around 15. Another prophecy attributed to Baba Vanga for 2024 concerns advancements in medical science and the discovery of groundbreaking treatments for previously incurable diseases. In the initial 5 months of 2024, the global landscape has been marked by significant upheaval and unrest. In an intriguing forecast that seems poised for realization in the near future, there is talk of Russia spearheading the creation of a cure for cancer. This groundbreaking prediction holds immense promise. heralding a potential breakthrough in the world of medicine. The mysterious seer purportedly forecasted a forthcoming profound economic downturn in 2024, stemming from notable changes in global economic dominance, escalating geopolitical conflicts, and a steep rise in debt burdens. The latest research conducted by Alliance Life reveals that numerous individuals in the United States are currently grappling with persistent inflation issues, which are impeding their capacity to adequately plan for their financial security. This year, a significant portion of the American population is facing challenges caused by inflation, making it harder for them to lay a solid groundwork. Throughout the entirety of 2023, the United States economy, which holds the position of being the largest in the world, exhibited a growth rate of 2.5%, showing an increase from the previous year's 1.9% growth rate in 2022. As per a forecasting model released by the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, the current growth rate for the economy in January is estimated to be at a slightly slower, but still respectable rate of 2.1% annually. In contrast, the economic landscape in various countries tells a tale of diverse challenges. Japan experienced a downturn in its economy in the final quarter of 2023, primarily attributed to a decline in domestic spending. Conversely, the United Kingdom grappled with issues such as elevated interest rates and diminished productivity, contributing to the underperformance of its economy. Furthermore, Baba Vanga is said to have foreseen a period of heightened geopolitical tensions and conflicts in 2024. According to her predictions, these tensions could escalate into armed conflicts and geopolitical upheaval, posing significant challenges to global stability and security. Given the complex geopolitical dynamics and ongoing conflicts in regions such as the Middle East, the potential for heightened tensions and instability cannot be discounted entirely. Throughout her life, Baba Vanga became renowned for her uncanny accuracy in predicting significant world events and natural disasters, earning her a reputation as one of history's most mysterious seers. Her prophecies span the wide range of topics, including geopolitics, technology, medicine, and environmental disasters, among others. Many of her predictions were remarkably specific, describing events and circumstances with a level of detail that left observers astounded. In the realm of science and technology, Baba Vanga's predictions were equally intriguing. She allegedly foresaw advancements in medical science, including the development of innovative treatments for previously incurable diseases. Moreover, Baba Vanga is said to have predicted the rise of artificial intelligence and its transformative impact on society, heralding a new era of technological innovation and societal change. While some skeptics dismiss Baba Vanga's predictions as mere folklore or superstition, others point to the remarkable accuracy of her prophecies as evidence of her extraordinary abilities. Throughout her life, Baba Vanga attracted a devoted following of believers who sought her guidance and wisdom in navigating the uncertainties of the future. From a young age, Vanga exhibited an uncanny intuition and sensitivity to the world around her. She claimed to possess the ability to communicate with spirits and receive messages from the beyond, a gift that would shape the course of her life and earn her a devoted following of believers. According to accounts from those who knew her, Vanga's predictions were often cryptic and mysterious, delivered in a trance-like state and requiring interpretation by those seeking her guidance. As word of Vanga's extraordinary ability spread, she began to attract visitors from far and wide, seeking her guidance and insights. People from all walks of life, including politicians, celebrities, and ordinary individuals, flocked to her humble home in search of answers to life's most pressing questions and concerns. Despite her lack of formal education and her blindness, Vanga's intuitive wisdom and profound spiritual insight left a lasting impression on all who encountered her. Despite her fame and notoriety, Vanga remained humble and unassuming, living a simple and modest life in her remote village. She shunned publicity and commercialization, preferring to devote herself to her spiritual practices and helping those in need. Despite her blindness, she was known for her sharp wit, warm personality, and profound compassion for others. Vanga's legacy continues to endure long after her passing in 1996, with countless individuals around the world still turning to her teachings and predictions for guidance and inspiration. While some may view her as a mere curiosity or eccentric figure, others see her as a true visionary and mystic whose insights into the human condition transcend time and space. Despite facing criticism and skepticism from some quarters, her reputation as a seer and prophet endured, inspiring fascination and awe among those who believed in her gifts. It is important to note that Baba Vanga's predictions were often shrouded in symbolism and metaphor, requiring interpretation and analysis to discern their true meaning. While some of her prophecies may have seemed cryptic or ambiguous at the time, many believers claim that events have unfolded in accordance with her predictions, validating her status as a visionary. As of right now, Baba Vanga remains a figure of enduring fascination and intrigue, with her purported predictions offering tantalizing glimpses into the mysteries of the future. Whether regarded as a genuine prophet or a legendary figure of folklore, her legacy continues to captivate the imaginations of people around the world. As humanity grapples with the uncertainties of an ever-changing world, the mysterious prophecies of Baba Vanga serve as a reminder of the enduring allure of the unknown and the power of the human spirit to envision what lies ahead. The allure of clairvoyance, the supposed ability to gain insight into future events or perceive hidden truths beyond the reach of ordinary perception, has captivated human imagination for centuries. From ancient civilizations to modern-day societies, the idea of individuals possessing psychic powers and mystical abilities has held a powerful fascination for people around the world. First and foremost, the allure of clairvoyance lies in its promise of unlocking the mysteries of the unknown and providing a glimpse into the future. Human beings have always been curious about what lies beyond the realm of the visible and the tangible, and clairvoyance offers the tantalizing possibility of tapping into hidden knowledge and unraveling the secrets of the universe. Whether through visions, dreams, or intuitive insights, clairvoyants claim to possess a direct line to the cosmic forces that shape our world, offering guidance and foresight to those who seek their counsel. Furthermore, the appeal of clairvoyance stems from its inherent sense of mystery and wonder. The idea of individuals possessing supernatural powers and otherworldly abilities taps into our innate fascination with the mystical and the magical. From ancient oracles to modern-day psychics, clairvoyants have long been regarded as conduits between the mundane and the divine, capable of transcending the limitations of human perception and communing with the cosmic forces that govern the universe. Moreover, clairvoyance offers a sense of empowerment and reassurance in an uncertain world. In times of upheaval and crisis, people often turn to psychics and clairvoyants for guidance and solace, seeking reassurance that they are on the right path or that better days lie ahead. The ability to glimpse into the future and gain insight into one's destiny provides a sense of control and agency in the face of life's uncertainties, offering hope and comfort to those who feel adrift in an unpredictable world. Additionally, the appeal of clairvoyance lies in its potential to unlock hidden truths and reveal the deeper meaning behind seemingly random events. By tapping into the collective unconscious or accessing higher realms of consciousness, clairvoyants claim to unveil the underlying patterns and synchronicities that shape our lives, offering profound insights into the interconnectedness of all things. Through their visions and revelations, clairvoyants invite us to contemplate the mysteries of existence and explore the profound depths of the human soul. Furthermore, the fascination with clairvoyance is fueled by its portrayal in popular culture. and media. From literature and film to television and the internet, clairvoyants and psychics have been portrayed as enigmatic figures with the power to unravel the mysteries of the universe and confront the forces of darkness.